All right, Shalom, your brother Shamar of the Phoenix camp. With that being said, I want to give our honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work in true sincerity. We'll jump right into the lesson. This is Lamentations 5:1. It says, "Remember, O Yahweh, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach." So that's we're crying out to the Lord, man. We're crying out to the Lord for the condition that we're in, the condition that was brought upon ourselves, by our own wickedness. That's one thing that you got to understand, man. The situation that we're in, that because we broke a covenant with the Most High Power, going back to Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. I'm gonna keep on going. It's our inheritance is turned to strangers, and let's get that word inheritance. It says possession, property, inheritance, property, portion, share, inheritance, portion. So our portion, which is for what? Our lot, which is what? To be the blessed of the earth, man. That's a turn to strangers. Because going back to Job 9:24, the earth is given to hand the wicked when the earth rightfully belongs to us. That's part of our inheritance, man. Rulership is part of our inheritance. So the inheritance is turned to strangers, and that's what I'm talking about the Khazars over there in our land. Talking about the land of Israel is turned over to strangers. Let's get that word strangers. To become a strange foreigner enemy, the loathsome. Well, they are the enemy because you're descendants of Esau, Edom, who was the adversary of Jake, man. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Esau, Edom being a so-called white man. It says, we are orphans and fatherless, our mother as widows. We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us. So we were in a position. We were in a low position, man. We were in a very base position. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. That refers back to the persecution, the enslavement of you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, man. All tribes were under that slavery, under that persecution. It's that Judah got it the worst of it, man, so to speak. It says, we have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we are born their iniquities. Why? Because we are our forefathers reincarnated, man. So there's a reason why, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are in the position that you are in. Servants have ruled over us. Because why? Because the heathen are supposed to be our servants, man. They're supposed to be the servants, of us, man. And they wanted to be our servants, man, because we were going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. And going back to Psalms, the first chapter, to see if I can get it real quick. Psalm, the first chapter, it says, the second chapter, Shalakia. It says right here, it says, this is talking to Yahweh Shai. It's the Lord talking to Yahweh Shai. It says, ask of me, and I shall give you the heathen, the nation of the nations, for their inheritance were the servants. Their inheritance, for thine inheritance. Get the word inheritance. Possession, property. So you own slaves, man. So they're supposed to be our servants. And the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them as a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash in pieces like a potter's vessel. So that's what they other nations supposed to be. Because we're supposed to be co-inheritors with Yahweh Shai. Skip that back to where we were. It says, our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities. Servants have ruled over us. There is none that does deliver us out of their hand. Because we are on this day in our captivity, going back to the book of Baruch. I think it is. Let me see if I can find it. This is Baruch 3 and 8. And behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, when thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our father which departed from the Lord our power. That goes back to Lamentations, man. It said according to all the iniquities of our fathers. So we are under those curses to this day. And this describes perfectly America, man, which is known as Babylon, the land of confusion, which is known as Egypt, the land of bondage, man. Once again, we'll read it again. It says, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, for thou hast scattered us. Why? Because we're not in our own land. Going back to Lamentations, our inheritance, our possession, our property is given unto strangers for reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments. And that's what we are here, man. We're subject to payments. We're enslaved in payments, man. In this place, we have no permanence here. We have no possessions here. We are subject to payments. You gotta work. You gotta pay bills. There's nothing of this in this so-called life that belongs truly to us. Even if you pay off your house, you don't own the land. The government can come and take that away from you whenever they feel like, man. It says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, but that was scattered us for reproach and a curse to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our father which departed from the Lord our power," man. So let's go back to the scripture. This is Lamentations 5 and 8. The servants have ruled over us, because like I said, these heathen, these other nations, the Edomites, they're supposed to be our servants. There is none to deliver us out of their hand. Why? Because it's not that time yet for us to be delivered, and only the elect can be delivered in the first go around, man. It says we get our bread with the peril of our lives because of the sword of the wilderness, man. So why? Because this is the valley of shadow of death, man. This is a dangerous place to be in. It's a dangerous place for you so-called Black Latinos and Native Americans, man, because our enemy is out. Our enemy, he outpowers us on a carnal level. The Lord's gonna turn that all around, pretty soon. What's that? I'm gonna get another scripture. This is Isaiah 1 and 7. See Isaiah 1 and 7, and it said, "Your country is desolate, your cities are burned with fire, your land strangers devour it." Our land is what, man? Our land is over there in Israel, man. That's our land. That's a land that was promised to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Strangers devour it in your presence, and is desolate as overthrown by strangers. Silak. And then when it says it's overthrown by strangers, man, because you got the so-called Arabs and the so-called Jews fighting over that land, man. When the daughter of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard, as a lodge in a garden of cucumbers in a besieged city. Salak. So it's left in a defenseless place, man. That's why there's all kinds of war and violence on there on a daily basis, and wickedness on a daily basis, man. Because the wicked are there, man. It said, "Except the Lord of hosts had left a very small remnant, we should have been in Sodom. We should have been like Gomorrah." So that the point is the verse 7 and 8, man. That describes our inheritance, our land, the condition that it's in, and who's ruling it. Going back to Lamentations, the fifth chapter. Instead, I'm gonna get Ezekiel 7:24. This is Ezekiel 7:24. So you can understand how this pretty much proves that the people that are over there, the Khazars, they are not the people of the Lord. And these scriptures prove it, man. This is going okay, Con. It says Ezekiel 7:24 says, "Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen." The worst of the heathen. Let's get the word heathen. The Gentiles. The worst of the heathen is who? The Edomites, man. They are the worst of the heathen. They are the worst of the Gentile people or the unbelievers. They shall possess their houses. I will make them pomp of the strong to season. The holy places shall be defiled, and the holy places are defiled, man. They got that pink city over there. They got a kosher pig. They got all kinds of madness over there, man. That worst of the heathen is running amok. So they doing what the heathen do, which is wickedness. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and a counsel from the client. So the point of it was Ezekiel 7:24, man. The worst of the heathen is occupying our land right now, man. I'm gonna jump down to I'm gonna jump up to 7:21. Forgot that part. It says "Now I will give it to the hands of strangers for a prey, and to the wicked of the earth." That tells you who's dwelling in that land right now. That's telling you the character of people there, so they cannot be the chosen people of the Lord. And to the wicked of the earth for a spoil. Who's the wicked of the earth? Going back to Job 9:24, is Esau Edom, man. Esau Edom is the wicked of the earth. He is the border of wickedness, man. As described in scriptures, and they shall pollute it, and they have most definitely polluted or defiled it, man. Like I said, they got the pink city over there. They got day-to-day violence and bloodshed, and they got day-to-day wickedness, man. They just off in all things, So that's what it is, man. That's proves right there, that they are not the people. If you can receive it, man. And the part of the thing about it is, our people have been so brainwashed that they can't and won't receive it, man. They send money over there. They have little chips over there. Those people actually think that have the woke fool that they are the people, and they themselves know that they're not, man. They themselves they know that they are none but converts, man. They themselves know. This is one of the biggest hypocrisies, the biggest lies ever told upon the face of the earth, man. And there's many more scriptures you can bring out. A bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. Things like that you can bring out that prove that they're not the people. But it doesn't matter how many times we tell you people, you so-called Christians, you don't want to receive it, man. You believe in the false lies. You make lies your refuge, man, like the scripture says. With that being said, it's a real quick lesson. Most High will and hope was edifying. With that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. Kahala Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. Let's keep on pushing. Shalom.